Promise not to make all of my answers so bloody. So, yes.
In light of your comment about our ability to revolt every 2, 4, 6 years, did you ever see a time when someone would make a career out of being in the legislature?
Did I ever see a time when someone would make a career out of being in the legislature or in government? Well, yes, it happened in my day. It always has been the case. I spent 40 years in government. I pity those who spend a career in government. Give us a break. Step up. Volunteer to take part in government, to stand for office. That's the way to ensure rotation of office and give the poor, beleaguered, wearied servants a time to step down and maybe take a vacation, I don't know. Read some books. But this is the honorable side of it. There's another side of that, a more dangerous side of it, that I was worried about. Those who remain in government for so long and do not return to the homes of those they represent. Do not return to the people and learn about their needs personally, but spend their time only in the halls of government and forget the people they represent. When William Short followed me in France, he was representing us. After I went home, come in, please join us. Informality is the name of the game when I'm host. Pell-mell and next the door was my policy at the presidential mansion. People came and went at my dinners as they wished. So I wanted to have rotation in office, term limits, especially for the president. When William Short followed me in France as representative there, he had stayed almost 11 years. He was still there. He wrote to me when I was vice president wanting to return again. I said, no, you have to come back home. You've been gone 11 years. You don't even know who you're representing anymore. You have to come back at least for a little while, get to know them, then mayhap you go out and then you can represent them accurately. That being said, if your members of Congress, your senators, House of Representatives, if presidents want to serve term after term after term, if they're enjoying it, you're not doing your jobs. As citizens in a government by the people, this goes along with this idea of continual rebellion, cyclical rebellion in a civilized way, in a republic. It is your duty, and forgive me for this, but you know I speak from experience, Madam Barry. It is your duty to make your elected officials as uncomfortable as possible. And they do a good job, don't they? Here, yes. It is your job to write them letters, to watch how they vote, to attend meetings, to make them ask questions, to be gadflies. You see, and this might come across sounding like I'm insulting my fellow public servants, but I'm not. The most dangerous thing to the survival of liberty in a republic is a trusted elected official. The worst thing you can do is trust your elected officials, which sounds horrible, doesn't it? But that means if you trust them, you're not watching. You're not paying attention. And even the best of us are tempted by power. I'm a slave owner. I know how tempting power is. If you are participating, and I don't just mean by writing letters and calling them names. If there's an event you can volunteer at, and you can take part and say hello to them, and then when you're volunteering, maybe talk with them about their policies. Do that. Show up. Not just one day every 4 years or 2 years. Participate. That's another way to watch them and keep an eye on what they're doing. Help them do it. They know you're watching. Then they'll be less likely to be tempted by the inevitable temptations of power. But the ones further away in the federal city need you to constantly remind them that you're watching. Because even a child, you leave the table full of cookies over there, and if you have any children, you tell them you can only have one. And then you leave the room with the cookies in it. Humans remain the same. You have to remind them you're watching. Not because they're bad people, but because they're people. And everyone's tempted. You're not annoying them because you're better than them. When you watch them and let them know you're watching, you're helping them. Because especially the ones that go further away, the more tempting it is. What you're doing is you're helping them. Now, when you're doing it to them when they're in office, they may be annoyed with you. But when they get home, and they're your brothers and sisters, your parents, your neighbors, and they're no longer your representatives, but they see you in the market on a Thursday or in church on a Sunday or in temple on a Saturday, they're not going to be angry at you anymore when they've straightened their backs after they've sloughed off that terrible weight of public duty, and they can look you in the eye again. They'll thank you. Because with your vigilance, yes, with your pressing them, annoying them, they'll come to realize you have helped them to protect something more important than all of the emoluments of power combined, their sacred honor. After all, my friends, even a tyrant will allow you to agree with him. It is the test of a true American to welcome those with whom they disagree. Now, I